just gonna start doing the cold open like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're live now.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
yeah, there you
opened
go.
with saying we're going to do cold opens now. Well, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about gnomes in Alaska and how they really like Zen.
Wait, like
But it knocks them
is
out.
Nome, Alaska, or gnomes in Alaska? Because Nome is a place in Alaska, isn't it?
Really? Is it?
Is it?
Tell
I
us,
think there's-
Caleb. You're our Alaska expert now. You live there. You know
Yeah, I've been here
everything
I've been here 2 weeks. Let me look it up, I guess. Nome, Alaska.
about it.
there's no G. It's just N-O-M-E.
Alaska.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's totally a place.
Nome, Alaska. Nome.
Oh,
Wow.
I know. I mean,
It's an hour and 35 minutes away from Anchorage by plane.
by plane.
I mean, like that's how you get places, right? There's no roads where you are, I assume.
Oh no, I hike and then I ride a polar bear.
Yeah, I was about to mention it's that or the Elk Express, right?
Yeah. Like, have you seen the Golden Compass movie? It's just that. That's all it is.
Dude, I remember watching that movie as a kid. I had no fucking clue what was going on. Especially because my English isn't as good as it is now.
I remember I wasn't allowed to
clue.
see it. My mom had no idea what it was, but one of the other moms was like, "Oh, the movie hates God." And I'm like, "What? I want to see it.
Apparently,
'Cause
the
I'm
book
curious."
does kind of a little.
Apparently, I don't know anything about it. The
It's like
fact that it's
written by an
not
atheist or
popular
something.
at all anymore shows that, like, atheistic fantasies don't work. But so it's been a crazy 14 days.
Yeah, I
You
was gonna
say
say
that.
as a card carrying member of Team Nothing Ever Happens, I'm pretty down and out right now.
Well, that's because you have little faith. Nothing has happened. There have been events. There have been shootings even. But nothing that would qualify as something happening has happened.
You're holding strong to the faith, Bulge.
Oh, I'm holding extra. I've read my Baudrillard, my Nothing Ever Happens Bible. I've read my Simulacra and Simulation. Yeah, I'm good, dog. I have chapter and verse here ready to go. So I'm good. You know, we're holding the faith here. We're not going to apostatize. Not when we're most needed here. We're not doing this.
It's I'm trying to think what event we should talk about first. Biden dropping out, the RNC. I mean, the best event
Biden
of all
dropping
this
out
has to be
is the funniest one. But should we? Because the RNC is probably the best. Nothing ever happens. Because Trump's assassination is going to be used to make him more popular and make him more broad tent. And the broad tent just going to become gay centrism. And it's going to be a slightly better version of the gay Hindu devil worshipping use on the RNC.
We're going back to the IDW boys. Bring on the Sam Harris and Eric Weinstein.
I think I made a comment. You disagreed with me, but I was so right. Total James Lindsay victory, dog. Like unbelievable. Like this dude
so
is stacking so many W's. Like the guy who most won with the Trump assassination attempt is James motherfucking Lindsay. He cannot stop
so
stacking
much.
W's. Like if something has happened, it's that James Lindsay is going to win. That's what's happening here. If I'm allowed to speak heresy for a moment, if anything has happened, it's James Lindsay is going to control America from the shadow.
It's beautiful.
That's what's happening. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like
James
that.
Lindsay's America. We're all just living in it.
Dude, it really is. It really is going to be. We're going back to the 90s. Get in the car, motherfucker. We're going to go to the 90s, and by God, we're going to stay there for at least 2 years before everything blows up.
Oh,
by God, they'll be beautiful 2 years before
ready.
Hegel returns through Kamala Harris. And destroys the beautiful American dream of Aristotle. Not just, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know who James Lindsay likes, dog.
I don't even know he's not
a Randian. That would be funny if I could just say the beautiful American dream of the Constitution as written by Saint Rand. But unfortunately, he's not a Randian. So I have no clue who he even likes as a philosopher. I guess the Enlightenment, he'd say Kant, but then he'd say Kant is too much like Hegel. So I have no fucking clue who he means by the Enlightenment.
I think he means Locke. Like, so actually, I've listened to a good bit of James Lindsay. I think I like
Yeah,
him more
you
than
have.
like everyone else in our circle.
Yeah, I
But
used to
remember
like him a lot. I've watched his 3-hour podcast on Hegel a few years ago. I
Nice.
can say that.
Powerful. But I remember that when I was really just thought he was insane on liberalism, because he calls like the German Enlightenment and the French Enlightenment like fake, like they're not real enlightenment. Only the Scottish Enlightenment counts. It's like it's lock or bust. Like everything
It
else is
really
not
is
real
Locke Human
enlightenment.
Smith, isn't it? It really is Locke Human Smith. If there's like no one else.
Yep.
The Enlightenment was a free dudes up in Scotland. Does he know the immediate effect of human upon France? The dude was a massive celebrity in France by all the card-carrying insane atheists. This is documented. It's so documented, Hume wrote about this, being kind of terrified of it. But it's still documented.
Rousseau was a reactionary. Kant was a reactionary.
Rousseau was a reactionary. I mean, he was such a reactionary that Hume, harbored him in his house for like 2 years when he was running away from the government. I mean, Rousseau did try to kill him like 4 different times, but still, I would also kill him if I had to hear his theories on causality all fucking day long, dude. I'd strangle that little short, fat Scottish man. I'm with him. I'm putting that as my campaign poster. Rousseau for president. He will kill the spirit of David Hume, haunting American philosophical associations. No more acausality. Things have causes. Metaphysics is real. No more fact value. Rousseau promises to end the fact value distinction 2024. Facts are values. Values are facts. Oh well, anything. So total James Lindsay victory by a gooner with his weak gooning hands hitting the president in the year.
Dude, everyone's apparently the kid's last Google search was porn. I want to know what kind.
Yeah, no, we've been asking that. Like, was it what was this dude? I don't know. Was he reading Chuck Tingle? Was he going up porno? Like,
No, it's either like some kind of like cuckold thing, or like the really weird shit.
My money is on Sissy Hypno. Okay, here's my money on that one. The guy had to look at him like,
dude,
that's a fact.
I'll say this: James Lindsay has been stacking W's at the same time. Gooners they've been stacking more L's than even normal lately, because this is not looking good for them. They're now a terrorist organization, man. This is not good.
Total Gooner deaths 2025.
What if that was like his like sleeper cell trigger? Like the Sissy Hypno like triggered him to like go and commit a killing. Like he'd been MK Ultra'd and like responded to like random porn triggers.
Yeah, he's been gooning candidate. I can't do a Manchurian. The Goonchurian candidate. It's very powerful, I think. Very, very. Can't believe the Gooners are now a terrorist organization. He also could have.
The fact that they've been like recognized as a terrorist organization, but haven't they always been kind of a terrorist organization?
I always thought they were more of the victims of a terror demoralization campaign. I didn't think they were the guys taking up rifles to goon. I thought that was the what's the name of the Israeli army? I forget. The IDF. Yeah, the IDF. I thought those guys were the gooner army. I didn't think it was a random. I don't know. Does he look waspy? I don't know what his phenotype looks like. I'm not American enough to be able to recognize it. I only know it's American.
I got no idea either.
I have not paid a lot of attention to any of the.
He looks vaguely Anglo something.
Yeah.
Might be Anglo-Germanic, might be Anglo-Celtic. I don't know. It's Anglo something. Anglo hyphenated Anglo. That's what it is.
So first big question though, Trump turning his head and the guy missing. Divine intervention, right? Like, are we?
100%.
Yeah, I'm on that. I don't think something happened, but that's definitely divine intervention.
Now, nothing happened, but God did intercede.
Yeah, to keep the status quo going.
Yeah,
to keep James
Exactly.
Lindsay in business.
no,
Ultimate
Look,
power move by God
Look.
to pwn James Lindsay atheist.
All I'm gonna say is James Lindsay, in a moment of despair of having every single one of his predictions fucking torn to shit, uttered a prayer, and God answered. And now James Lindsay is gonna become a Catholic by 2025. Well, that's all I'm saying.
That's the point of Project 2025.
Convert James Lindsay. He won't stop being a liberal shithead, but he will convert. And
So
I have Father James Martin. So there's that.
I have long held at some point he's going to sit down and read the Church Fathers and read the Summa and understand it, and he's like, "Well, I guess I have to be Catholic." Like he will convert by the time he's dead. It's going to happen.
I think God just speed ran him because he's going to stack a lot of W's by obvious divine intervention. There is no way around it. He's just like God just is literally serving him a plate of wins for the next like year. I will say it is really funny that he sees himself not as fighting the devil, but as the Phantom of Hegel. It's really funny picturing that he's training in the ways of the Kung Fu Martial Chinese sword or whatever, all those videos, and so that he could battle Hegel in the dream realm or whatever. And that's so fucking wild to me. Dude, his hate boner for like Hegel and Kant is like so incomprehensible. You're an enlightenment motherfucker. What is your problem? You agree with them on a lot. You just think they're kind of gay about it. You're also kind of gay about it. So, don't throw stones from glass houses. Well, did any RNC? Okay, so that was Trump's assassination, and then he went to like a devil worshiper meeting or something, right?
So I saw
St. Michael Puyo. So they did St. Michael Puyo, and they did the Hindu Puyo, and then the modern day Hercules.
And then, in the interest of both sides, they all prayed briefly to Satan. Again, another James Lindsay victory for the marketplace of ideas.
Listen, sensible centrism is praying to the Hindu god and then praying for St. Michael's intercession in the same event.
Yeah,
okay, that's sensible centrism.
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan giving the keynote.
Yes, Hulk Hogan,
awesome.
the modern day Hercules, Hulk Hogan being awesome. I was one of the most I saw that video and I'm like, I want to reinvade Iraq. Like, let's go.
Why Iraq, but
Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, I don't care. Let's go back.
He needed to come out in his late 80s, fighting the Iron Sheik, like Stars and Stripes. Like he should have gone all out for it. Just literally just time machine back to the 1980s.
People question
the 90s, baby.
People question why John McCain was so fucking had such a boner for bombing Iran. It's because he had this in his mind the entire time. It was like that was just playing on loop. Hulk Hogan tearing his shirt up. It's like, yeah, we should. He had the exact same reaction as Caleb. We should bomb Iran.
He died too young.
He died too young.
Get to see his dream.
He's smiling down upon us.
A single tear.
Dude, that was RNC's insane. JD Vance, how about the nomination?
So I was going to say, the best thing I think that came out of the shooting, what I've been hearing a lot is Trump needed someone that was life insurance, right?
Yeah.
And I think JD Vance is just perfect for that.
He's pretty good.
In terms of something could have possibly happened. JD Vance is stepping close to a thing happening.
He's close, yeah.
But what I like about Vance is
he has a different status quo. I don't know. It wouldn't be completely. We wouldn't get out of. Fukuyama would still be the most vindicated philosopher of the last 40 fucking years, but he would be closer to not being vindicated if Vance and the Thiel cabal came into power and they ushered in, I don't know, basically Yarvin's vision, I guess.
Yeah, I think we all kind of moved past Yarvin. It's he's not a winning this one.
Yeah, I still like Yarvin. I think everyone just realized he's a dork. He's a dork, dumbass. That's what allows him to write so much, and 90% of it is bullshit, but that 10% is a lot of wisdom, okay? So fucking bow your head to the fucking Dark Elf Prince. Okay, you
slam him in a locker,
hobbit piece of shit. What'd you say, Ein?
Slam him in a locker.
Yes.
And then, just but pay reverence after the fact.
Yeah, pay reverence. He's your dark elf prince, you fucking filthy hobbit. Fucking learn your place. You disgust me. But yeah, you should. Yeah, he's great. I love him. But yeah, no, he's good. What's really gonna a beginning of something happening is when Yarvin, in the next 5-10 years, really becomes the most vindicated philosopher, and Fukuyama goes down to like number 2 or 3. Baudrillard keeping him good company.
So you've read Baudrillard. Was this your first time reading Baudrillard?
No, I've read like a few of the shorter essays. It was probably one of his most insightful essays, because all of it kind of circles around the same topic of I guess simulation of the real and of things are not what they say they are anymore. Basically, I guess William of Ockham went a W for the nominalist, I suppose, in some way. But yeah, I read his essay on evil and on I think on the Salman Rushdie fatwa was really good. It's like 5 pages. I think Higulian has uploaded it to Twitter. I've read that. I've read a few of his other essays, but this is the first time where I just sat down and read like 50 these big pages, small font pages of his of a simulacra and simulation. So I'm halfway through. It's only like an 100-page book, but they're just very dense. He writes in a very literary French style that's kind of annoying to read, but when it's good, it's really good. And when it's kind of what the fuck are you talking about? You just cut your eyes, just glaze over, and you're reading it cross-eyed, and you're like, I'm not reading that again. I'm just gonna move on, and I hope I get the next one. So you just have to read it slowly.
No, what I was gonna say earlier about the Vance pick is that I was thinking about this for a while. It's like, but outside of the future God, Emperor, Baron Trump, there's not really anyone to pick up the for Trump to pass the torch to for the MAGA movement. I saw we'll probably see someone pop up in the next 4 years, who will try to rekindle everything and keep it going. But him picking Vance is kind of like, oh, he's thinking long term, maybe. Like he's picking a guy who he's young enough to continue it and run after him and then hopefully do 8 years as president.
It's really some kind of indication that like he's not just because the first time around was such a disappointment because like every single hiring decision was awful. Like just every like he didn't really get it, and I still don't think he gets it. But the Vance pick is
he knows what time it is.
There's some sense now that like he's not going to try and just go along to get along. Like he's not going to be nice. Like I still don't think he knows what he's doing, but I think he has a better idea who's like he sort of gets friend enemy distinction a little bit better than he did.
I think the people around him are better, given the Teal PayPal Mafia people supporting him, helping him make choices. I think he's got a better group around him this time. So
it's just a different group. Like he's not just trying to be a better executive. Like he's not trying to just manage better. Like he actually might want to replace some people. Again, I'm not going to go as far as to say something that might actually happen, but
it's because Trump doesn't know what time it is, I suppose. I think if you actually quizzed him really deep down, I think he does believe in democracy in some way. Yeah. I think the spell of the American democratic dream and of the Constitution is a far stronger spell than Hegel. When Lindsay overestimates his opponent, he is by far the strongest wizard here. It's just obvious to me. Like it's captivated like the entire Western world. It is the official narrative.
Is Trump technically a boomer?
God, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
But I was going to say, I don't think Trump can cross the Rubicon because I don't think boomers are capable of crossing the Rubicon. Like,
he's literally born in 46. Like, he is about as peak boomer as you can get.
No, I can't remember who said, but there was an article a while back that said Zadie Vance is like the only one who knows what time it is. There was some like Substack article, and it was like a whole a dissident right defense of Zadie Vance for the VP pick. I don't remember who wrote it, but. No, Vance is great. I listened to a Hillbilly Elegy that worked last week. It's after reading that and finding out the future vice president is a Magic the Gathering player is a huge dub for us as nerdy people. It's a huge dub.
That seems so. I don't know. I'm trying to fit that in with like the meth addicted family. Like it doesn't quite click.
Well, he also went to Yale Law School. So
There.
somewhere there. I don't know. Maybe the Marines. He used his income from that to buy magic packs.
I do get the sense that Vance just like he hates the right people, and the fact that like he's been so like since his nomination, everyone sort of hates him. Like all the right people hate him. I can't remember which president it was. Garfield, maybe whichever random late 1800s president that got elected twice. Like the during his nomination, they said like the best thing about him is that he like all the right people hate him essentially, and I think Vance is sort of the same, fits the same mold. Like,
I think he does.
Is he is hated by all the people that should. He is hated and feared by the people that you would want to hate and fear him. Great
friend Pee Wee has made a very wise comment that MTG and meth are basically the same thing, and but Magic the Gathering is high IQ meth. That's always a good. Yeah, I haven't played Magic the Gathering, so I can't.
Might be a more expensive addiction. I'm not sure. How much does meth cost nowadays? I haven't checked prices recently.
I'm not up to date on the current information.
You could probably just leave your house and yell her out the window and ask the price, and you'd get an answer. I'm just guessing. From how Grant and Jeremy talk about it.
One of the funniest things though about his book being so popular and kind of a memoir at such a young age is the memes that have come out of it of people making obviously fake claims they got from the book and citing the page numbers. Like I want to read and show one or two of them real quick. Let me
just completely he had sex with his couch.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, did he skip that part of the audiobook?
Here it is.
Really oh yeah, that one is also good.
Decided to dig into Hillbilly Elegy. 21 pages in, I found this insane fucking admission. Don't tell him I said it, I will mark. Life in Jackson ain't quite like it is elsewhere. Just because we were poor didn't mean we didn't know how to throw a party and have a gosh darn good time. Lindsay and I threw a big party with the fellas from the gas station one night. We filled up a bucket with fruit punch and vodka, blasted 80s rock, and got high as kites. That's the first time I experimented with shrooms. Lindsay woke up with a penis draw on her face, and I found an empty M&M's container shoved halfway up my ass. Don't quite know how it got there, to be honest, but it wasn't as pleasant as a hot dog we used for makeshift dildos in college. Sort of one hell of a night. He had a later comment. This is 100% not a weird passage, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Did they include that scene in the Netflix movie or not?
Oh, I haven't checked, but hopefully.
Dude, apparently, that was really funny. Is that movie like every few weeks, the algorithm picks a new movie to shove in everyone's face on TikTok, and this last week and a half, it's been Hillbilly Elegy. Was apparently Amy Adams in that movie?
10-cent Teal power couple. Hell yeah. I'm here for the Chinese oligarchs supporting us.
People are commenting about how great the movie is, asking where to watch it, asking all his questions, supporting the main guy. And then you get like 5 comments out of the 200. It's like, isn't that fucking Zadie Vance's life story? Like they don't even know.
That's awesome, dog.
I'm just like, wow, I'm just happy to comment my future president.
He's very complimentary towards Obama. That's in the book, by the way. He's an Obama fan. He's not like an Obama policy fan, but he's clearly smart and well spoken, and his wife is smart and well spoken. And I'm like, well, you've already gone too far by saying wife, but okay.
Yeah. Well, come on, buddy. We all know it's Big Mike.
We'll pretend Obama is the top in this.
Did y'all? I don't know if anyone else saw it, but apparently on some like local radio show or local news show in like in California, they were doing like a prediction for Kamala's VP picks, and the guy said Big Mike when referring to Michelle Obama.
I saw that.
That was AI,
it was amazing.
That was like AI, apparently.
Oh no!
But it was really good. It was perfect, dude. Dude, I was so sad when I heard it was AI. It looked so real, but apparently community notes don't lie, apparently, or so I've been told. This also has to do with Baudrillard. There's literally no way for any of us to check unless one of us is really good with programming, I suppose.
The meta narrative is real. We can't prove it, but the meta narrative is what is it? But have you ever read any Jean-Jacques Lyotard?
No, I should. Okay. I should read. He has like a famous book that's only like 90 pages that I should read.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's I think it's
his famous phrase is postmodernism is the skepticism towards all meta narratives.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's good. I've only read. I read it like a year ago, but I don't remember much of it. But anyway, the whole point about meta narratives and how both sides of this, you can't verify it, so both sides of this thing to the right, and you can just go, well, whichever one sounds better, I guess I'll think it's true. That's very
in a way.
useful lens to Twitter.
It's a useful lens when you absolutely cannot check the information. Like, it's not real. Like, it's obvious. Like, it's not happening. Like, nothing. Like, in at least the budget, like, and leaving the memes aside, nothing on Twitter is happening to you. Like, this is a magic scrying mirror into another dimension of meta bullshit by evil gnomes in a plastic screen that you carry around. It is not real. You should not treat it as real.
Yeah.
Like when Kamala is on my computer, on my phone, when I go on YouTube asking me to give her fucking money, that's not real. That's a demon asking me to give them money. That's not real.
See, rolled out those ads so quickly. Like within 10 minutes, I was getting ads for Kamala. I'm like, what the man's body's even cold yet, and you're throwing out ads.
I think it's been cold for 80 years, if I'm honest, but that's just me.
Joe Biden's never been real. He's always been a clone.
I had a tweet to this effect: there has never been an entity called Joe Biden. This is true. There's never been. It doesn't matter. It's not real. Stop pretending that Joe Biden exists. He's always been a skin suit. I don't mean this in a metaphorical way. There has never been a Joe Biden. Please get this through your head. Treat this as if it's real because it is real. I'm not dropping this.
Essay, the Joe Biden did not happen.
Yeah, Joe Biden never happened. There is no such entity. And it doesn't matter because even if there was, he was never the president. He was barely a senator or whatever the fuck he was. He was never the president. Jill Biden might exist, and she might have been the president for a little bit there. But aside from that, there hasn't been a Biden president. Stop pretending there has been.
It was really hilarious. There was like a 48-hour period where it was like, is he alive? Is he dead? Did he really write this letter? Are we ever going to see him again? Is he being held captive somewhere?
I'm still of the opinion.
I'm convinced the masks disguised as a creature called Joe Biden wrote and approved the Twitter exclusive resignation as the Democratic Party nominee.
So, two funny things. One, someone tweeted it out from a personal account as if it was from like the Joe Biden HQ, as if it was Joe Biden, because apparently one lady runs like the Joe Biden Twitter account, the Joe Biden HQ Twitter account, and a few others, and she gets them confused every once in a while.
Yeah, by the way, Pee-wee is absolutely right. That was what I was trying to get. Joe Biden is an idea, not he's not even a set of clones. He's not a set. So you can say this was Chinese Joe, this is Baby Head, this is Joe number 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not a set. He's not a people's. He is not a person. He is there's an idea of a Joe Biden, but it is only surface deep. There's nothing behind it. That's what you have to understand. That's what you have to understand the phenomena known as Joe Biden.
I gotta say, when he came out of the quote unquote hospital and was getting on like Air Force One and stuff. And people were posting photos of So He's Still Alive, but all the photos was zoomed way out. It's like top angle lens, like it was like a Diablo 3 video game. And he still had the mask on from COVID. And it's like, dog, you're fucking dead. We all know it. Joe Biden, if he ever was real, is not around anymore.
No, he's super gone, dog. It's over.
Well, apparently in that video that he did, like addressing the nation, the clocks on his watch didn't match the time he was supposed to be live.
I mean, I'm sure it was recorded.
It's always recorded.
At the very least, it was recorded.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
even if Joe Biden was a real person, which he isn't, it would still be recorded.
They recorded 3.5 years ago when they first got in. Just kept it in the back room, ready to go.
So even more hilarious to me than the I guess in line with it, Joe Biden is an idea, not a person, was like the random conspiracy theory that like the CrowdStrike bug was like related to like the AI Joe Biden like program being hacked. like oh no, like foreign actors
really
have control of Biden.exe. So we had to like had to blow up airlines, had to crash computers around the world just to try and like to
wrest
cover
control
over.
back.
Yes,
to save democracy. We had to rescue our AI overlord for a minute there. People will say that we've never done anything nice for the AI and it's going to be angry at us and kill us all. It's like, no, we were willing to let some people fucking die for it, okay? We did it. We sacrificed. We won. Democracy won here.
We voted. 80 million people voted for it.
Oh yeah, most beloved president in history, I think, right?
Was AI generated?
Oh, y'all, it was so funny. The day Biden dropped out, I was on TikTok arguing with a shit lib who made a video about how Joe Biden was the most popular president ever and how he was definitely going to win again, and we're all going to be crying when Trump loses. And like less than an hour later, he took the video down because Joe Biden dropped out.
By the way, that guy is less real than Joe Biden.
Yes.
I want this to be clear. He is a meat puppet. His divine light has been severed. He is a meat puppet animated by neurotransmitters. He is not a real person. You did not discuss something. You threw words at a wall, and the wall had distorted echoes back at you. And then eventually a foundation behind this wall, the Joe Biden AI, crumbled and and the wall fell. That's what happened.
In a couple of years, when Bulge is just a full-on solipsist, we can't say we didn't see it coming.
Look, I'm just saying.
You're gonna be like at the bar, like having a drink with a friend, and just screaming like, "You're not real!
Look,
you're a bunch of nanobots in a meat suit."
Every man you only interact with first, every person you only interact with through TikTok on messages, you don't even talk to them, is already not real. Two, if you're that much of a lib shit, you have sworn your soul to Satan, which means you no longer have one. You are just a shell puppeted by demons, and that's all it is. Look, this is very straightforward. I don't know why I'm getting pushback on. This is very easy to digest. It's very weird that you guys are not taking this on board. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable here anymore.
Because of the meat puppets you're talking to are disagreeing with you?
Look, I didn't say you. I can talk to you guys. You aren't meat puppets yet.
So what do we think of Kamala, boys? The half Indian, half Jamaican bits. What do we think about?
It's
bitch.
So I
so unnecessary there.
I had some like insane liberal coworker that I overheard at the beginning of the week, and they were just bemoaning the fact that Kamala didn't have a chance. Like they're just like the most insufferable liberal you can imagine. Like just picture the most insufferable 20s.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Meat puppet here.
But they were bemoaning the fact that Kamala doesn't have a chance because she's black and because she's a woman. And it's no, you idiot! It's because she is the least likable. Like she actually is probably less likable than Hillary Clinton. Like it's amazing how they managed to find the least appealing women in the entire world to put forward as presidential candidates.
Yeah, look, Hillary
it's a
Clinton
gift.
Gets shit done. She's killed people, dog.
Yeah.
When she wants someone dead, they're dead. And that's something I think the American people, if she marketed it as those 30-something people on the Clinton killers, I personally killed every single one of them. I think she'd win in a landslide.
If she ran on the Turbo America,
what are you gonna do about it?
Like if Hillary Clinton ran on Turbo America and was like, no, listen, it's all shit, but just don't look down. Okay, we're like running off the cliff, but don't look down. We're fine. I killed people. We're fine. Keep quiet.
Yeah, she just slipped it in.
Keep calm and murder on.
Yeah, keep calm, dude. That'd be so awesome. Dude, I have to admire Bill for marrying such a psycho. Like how do you even do that?
I was too young for Bill Clinton stuff, but every time I think about him, like I can't hate the guy. He plays the saxophone. Every bit of him on memes or on like Family Guy is hilarious. He seems like a wild dude, and I love him.
He did bomb a hospital.
That he's somehow super
scandal. That did happen.
What did he do?
He did like bomb a hospital in like I don't know, Iran or some country you wanted to invade.
Bombed the hospital.
Yeah, to distract from like Monica Lewinsky getting his dick sucked by another.
That was
awesome.
Kosovo, I think.
Yeah, no, yeah, Kosovo.
Some part of former Yugoslavia.
Yeah, somewhere where white people.
Company Oval Office. It was like, I'll bomb a hospital to distract the people.
Yeah, but you have to realize
the
thing was he's not distracting from an intern sucking his dick. He's distracting from an ugly intern sucking his dick, which completely invalidates it and makes it a morally bad thing to do. Yeah,
so if she was hot, it'd be okay. Okay, got it.
I mean, it'd be a little bit better. It'd be like, I understand where you're coming from, Mr. President, but I don't know. I think this is one where post-nut clarity should hit you a little hard. This is one where you're like, well, I guess I have to fess up to the American people.
Yeah, like if she was hot, he probably would have just owned it, right? It's like, yeah, wouldn't you too?
I guess you'd want to keep it going, and so you'd bomb the hospital. But if she's ugly, you kind of have to be, man, I'd rather go to my frigid psycho killer of a wife than this. You kind of, there has to be limits to things, you can't just, a sin has to be worth it. You can't just do this.
They've probably never consummated their marriage, right? What are we thinking? 50-50?
Oh, I'm a complete opposite spectrum. Complete opposite.
Really?
Now they haven't touched each other in like 35 years, but before that.
Okay.
But before that period.
Yeah, they were getting
that's why he was why he was desperate enough for Monica Lewinsky. But before that.
Yeah, those not with each other, those with children.
they were in the same room, They probably close enough.
I don't think that counts.
I'm pretty sure it counts.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I've looked it up. Yeah, I've heard of this thing called the sex. Yeah, it counts.
So, back to what was the name I saw for Kamala Sutra Harris?
Kamala Sutra Harris. Kamala Sutra. Yeah.
She aspires to be the hermetic Gnostic wizard that James Lindsay wants her to be, but she's just a thought.
Yeah, she's just a bit thick. She's just a bit stupid.
Okay, no, I've actually never seen a picture of young Kamala Harris. I gotta look it up real quick.
Yeah, is she hot?
She was totally like, who'd she date? It was
Willie something.
That was Willie Brown, but before that it was like some random talk show host.
Would not when she
was that.
Okay, I'm gonna say on the screen because I got a picture now.
I actually think, considering how she looked when she was younger, she's actually kind of aged gracefully.
Montel Williams.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but apparently people know his name in America.
Big name in California politics.
No, you're thinking of Willie Brown.
Willie Brown, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Montel Williams was the talk show host.
Okay, I've got them confused.
Yeah, so she's just a thought.
I gotta say, the Democrats' forced memes are actually funny, and the fact that they're so insanely
I haven't seen
those sunglasses.
It's funny because she talks like she's smoked like 10 grams of marijuana. She talks like and also did a line of coke.
What was it? Dude, I don't know if you saw it, but apparently her dad, who's like a big Jamaican nationalist type, wrote an essay, an article condemning her. When on the Breakfast Club, Kamala says he's half Jamaican, of course he smokes weed. And he went on a whole time about, our coach is more than smoking pot, Kamala. Like the dad wrote an article ranting to his daughter about how the coach was more than smoking pot.
Beautiful.
And then she made him take it down. Based. That's power. That's power. Long housing your dad is power. That's powerful.
I will say, like, she is definitely a role model, like, for all the women that want to sleep their way to the top. Like, she's done it. Right? Has anyone ever made it further on sucking dick than Kamala Harris?
She is
Ronald Reagan's wife, right?
Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan's birthday. America has a long history of this, it seems.
Yes,
I think the world has a long history of this, it seems, actually.
Kamala is Cleopatra reincarnated.
Dude, I cannot believe Cleopatra's whorishness. I'm not over that still.
Nicknamed the
still in
Golden
recovery.
Mouse.
I'm still in recovery. The Julius Caesar and Anthony. Like, come on, dog. Really? Did you sleep your way through the fucking triumvirate too? I can't believe it, dog.
You're finding out too soon. You need some time to recover. You're just going
It's
grips
too
with this,
soon.
with this
It's too soon.
2,500-year-old news.
Yeah, I can't. It's too soon to make jokes over it, dog. I'm not. Have some fucking respect for my boy Caesar, okay? Fucking show some respect here.
All right.
He got stabbed. Did you know that? He got stabbed. My own fucking adopted son. I can't even talk about it.
Yeah, you need a minute. We'll give you some time. All right. So prognostication time. Does Kamala get the Democratic nomination, or is there some kind of hijinks at the DNC?
I think she'll get the nomination. I generally think she's been chosen to fail so he can claim victory and save face, saying, "Oh, is this America's racist and sexist?" And they'll save face, and then we organize the Democratic Party going forward. It's chose her to save face. I think she'll get it and she'll lose.
The interesting thing would be to the play of any Democratic, I guess, faction that kind of wants Trump to win and make him more gay centrist, which is certainly a direction MAGA is moving in. And so they put in an obviously unlikable woman with extremely forced memes to kind of say, well, I guess we have Donald Trump now. And then, they slowly steer the narrative to, well, let's see what good we can get out of this, instead of Trump is literally Hitler. It's like, well, we don't like this guy, but he's in charge, so maybe we can get some things. And then, he helps legalize abortion again in a few states and make it irremovable or whatever. He just gives them a few concessions. But also, he gets death squads for Latinos. I don't even know what the plan anymore. But he gives green cards to every Indian ever and every Chinaman. So you guys,
there was a number. I don't know what it is yet, but there's a number where if the Indian population of America hits that number, I leave the country. I don't know what the number is yet, but I'll know it when it hits me.
Where will you go though? How do you escape them?
India. They've all left.
They've all left.
See, that's the thing though. There's a billion of them. Like there's literally a billion of them. Like they can send the entire American population and still have plenty left over.
I don't know. I mean, Alaska's pretty safe from them, thankfully.
I don't like the cold.
We're good. Don't like the cold too much.
They die.
They die. Maybe we should send more here. There's a number. There's a number for it. I don't know where I would escape to. I'm gonna call up Elon. I'll resubmit my application for Mars. I'll submit a second one. Like, please, this time, Elon. Please take me this time.
And
please,
for the love of God, don't put any Pajeets on the away team tomorrow's. Please, Elon, please.
We need
one safe haven. Please, Elon.
Can you imagine the living conditions like on like a relatively small shuttle for like however long it takes to get to Mars? If you had to deal with like
still sits in the hallway.
If you had to deal with like those hygiene concerns,
and that motherfucker's still cooking curry in the fucking public kitchen. Holy shit, dog. Unbelievable what I had to deal with in Toronto. You would not understand. Actually,
dude, when I drove to Canada, I didn't see a white person for up to 2 hours after getting in.
Oh, no, they're in hiding. It
was...
They've all moved out west or to Quebec.
I went to a Subway, and it was an Indian guy making a sandwich. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I left. I'm like, I'll find a different Subway.
You just publicly go, you wait in line, you go up to him, and then you say, I'm not doing this, and then just leave.
Oh, it was awful. So we only got a few minutes, about 15 minutes left. I want to wrap it up with this. Let me share the screen. Share the screen. There it is. Aaron Sorkin, how I would script the moment of Biden and the Democrats.
Beautiful. I'm going to take the Sorkin defense line here. Please go ahead and read what he says.
I can't. I love the image.
He's such a fucking lib shit. He's like the one lib shit who is not a meat puppet, which is impressive. I just think he's so much of a. He might be the prime. He might be the original one. Everyone who is a puppet is based off of him. They're all copies of him. They like scan his brain and remove parts of it, and then they put him in another body. I think that's how it might work.
Oh holy shit! Like the Marvel movie Cadence, they stole from Sorkin, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They actually did. Yeah, absolutely. It's Sorkinite. Dude, I keep telling he is prime lib shit. Everyone thinks I'm not joking. He is an agent of Satan. I'm not messing around here.
His like West Wing is peak neoliberal propaganda.
Wrestling.
And it's West Wing.
West Wing.
In the sense that it's actually entertaining for the first few seasons, it is peak neoliberal propaganda. I'm a sucker for good dialogue, like snappy dialogue, and so I can't hate Mr. Sorkin.
He actually has the perfect dialogue cadence. He's actually really good at it, at providing a very appealing surface. But if you look underneath, it's kind of insane. Like I still remember, even when I was 12, like watching the newsroom, how he would explain like the separation, like some legislation concerning banks, like commercial banks, and I forget the other type. It was like some legislation that was enacted but separated banks into two different kinds of, and was later removed. Like it was the most overtly propagandistic scene ever, because it didn't actually try to get into the economics or how the actual workings of the situation. It just kind of said this is good, this is bad, but in a very able and deft, emotionally manipulative way. It's like this is not bad propaganda. It is very well done propaganda, and because of that, it's terrible at informing you of anything because it's not interested in that.
West Wing, Newsroom, and I think he did Moneyball as well.
You guys are probably too young for Sports Night, aren't you?
Yes, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm also not American.
No.
Sports Night, I think, was his like first big thing. It was basically like Aaron Sorkin does ESPN. I loved it. It was fantastic because it couldn't be too political. What's up? Yeah. It was only like 2 seasons, but yeah.
Now he's gifted, very talented.
So what's his plan for the Democratic Party?
He's gonna save the Democrats right here.
The Paley Center for Media is open an exposition celebrating the 25th anniversary of The West Wing, the NBC series I wrote from 1999 to 2003.
Is he really sucking off his own daycare in an acrobatic maneuver? That's how he's opening? Okay.
Some of the show story points have become outdated in the last quarter century. The first 5 minutes of the first episode depended entirely on the audience being unfamiliar with the acronym POTUS. While others turned out to be not precedent, but sadly coincidental. Gunman tried to sue the character after an event with President Bartlett at the end of season 1, and at the end of the second season, an episode called Two Cathedrals, a serious illness that Bartlett had been concealing from the public had come to light, and the president harbored faced the question of whether to run for re-election. He said in the third season opener, I'm going to win, and I'm going to win. This is exactly what President Biden has been signaling since the day after his bad night. Because I needed the West Wing audience to find President Bartlett's what is that?
Intransigence. Yeah. Basically, it's a fancy word for being stubborn.
No, I know what it was. I just never read it before, so I had no idea what it was. Hello, I didn't really dramatize any downward pull that his illness was having on his re-election chances. And and much more important, I didn't dramatize any danger posed by Bartlett's opponent winning. But what if the show had gone his way? What if the result of Bartlett revealing his illness polling showed him losing to his likely opponent? And what if that opponent, rather than being simply unexceptional, had been a dump truck of ignorance and bad intentions? What if Bartlett's opponent had been a dangerous imbecile with an observable psychiatric disorder who related to his supporters on a 5th grade level and treated the law as something for suckers and poor people and was a hero to white supremacists?
American politician treating his constituents like 4th graders?
No.
Unheard of.
Sorkin,
Impossible.
you wouldn't treat us, your readers, like 4th graders, would you? No.
He used the word intransigence. Obviously not.
That's so true. That's how he reassures his readers. That might actually be the psychological trick to it. That's really well spotted.
Incredible. We'd have had Bartlett drop out of the race and endorse whoever had the best chance of beating the guy. The problem in the real world that there isn't a Democrat who is polling significantly better than Mr. Biden, and quitting, as heroic as it may be in this case, doesn't really put a lump in our throats. But there's something the Democrats can do that would not just put a lump in people's throats, which would appear to stop Donald Trump at all costs. Why is there dashes instead of sentence spaces?
It's to put it into like as if it was one word. So it is the unity or the coalition of stop Donald Trump at all costs. So it's like it's said as if it was one word or one expression.
Okay. Unity, but with its originality and sense of sacrifice. So here's my pitch to the writers' room. The Democratic pick to be a Republican.
So based.
At the convention next month, the Democrats should nominate Mitt Romney.
That's so funny. I actually think out of every single possible Republican, Mitt Romney might be the most appropriate one, partly because he looks the most like a non-senile Joe Biden physically. I really mean that.
They just call him Joe Biden and put him back in as a new clone.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like 5 real people amongst the politicians of the USA, right?
I was thinking this is like such a stupid idea, but like you make the point. Like I think he actually would do well in the Rust Belt. Like, I think he could win this. Like he'd have a chance in the swing states, and that's what none of the other. Like I think he'd get crushed in the popular vote. I think he'd get like. I don't think he'd win Utah. Like I think he'd somehow manage to lose Utah. But I think like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Like I think he'd have a chance just because he is like he'd have this sort of like grandfatherly Joe Biden quality that the Rust Belters would probably gravitate towards.
I think he's certainly a better pick than Kamala Sutra. You know, like I think he's actually way better odds of beating Trump than Kamala here.
That's why I sort of like Caleb's idea of like that she's sort of the sacrificial goat, but like, or that she's just like she does like had the best palace coup ever. Like literally, like Joe Biden like goes into a home like 24 hours later, she's like sucking dick for delegates at the DNC.
Well, it's like dick for delegates sign on the street.
Ask about our super delegate package.
Powerful stuff, brother. Powerful stuff.
What, the guy who runs Joe Biden's Twitter account is this some sit-lib white guy who worships her, and he was like, "Hey, go ahead and just tweet this photo out real quick and slid him the documents he wrote in Biden's name."
That's like apparently like as much as like most people hate Kamala Harris, apparently her staff hates her more.
She had the biggest turnover in staff.
Yes. Yeah, like the average the average tenure of like her staff members is like 3 months, and they're like, "Fuck this, no,
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, no, like people that know, like the better you know her, the less you can like her, if you can believe that.
Here's how bad it is. They asked Gretchen Whitmer, that like goblin-looking black lady who went, I think it was Chicago or something. If
that's
not Whitmer.
You're thinking of Lori Lightfoot.
Yeah, you're thinking of a genuine Lord of the Rings character who has escaped containment and somehow through a series of events that I don't quite understand become the sovereign of the city where Thomas 777 resides. That's crazy to me.
Well, regardless, they asked Gretchen Whitmer if she wanted to be Kamala's VP pick, and she said no.
Based.
I've never ever heard of anyone saying they don't want to be someone's VP. Like everyone tries to get the vice president position,
and no one's really says like publicly that they don't want to be a vice president.
Yeah, so she has to be awful for someone to come out.
I'm not going down with that ship.
Yeah, it's insane. She's like, I support Kamala 100%. He has my backing. Would you want to be a VP? No way in hell.
I don't want to deal with her. No, thanks.
No, you got this, Kamala. You could do it on your own. Please go away.
I can't. But she girl boss. Kamala looks like she girl bosses way too hard and is also really incompetent. Like I don't think she could. She just can't rack up the body count of a Hillary Clinton. You know, you can just tell.
Yeah,
you can really just tell that like Hillary Clinton, she's slept with like one guy ever, maybe once, and yet she is more powerful. She killed more people than Obama and Trump. Like, I don't know.
Not just had killed, but like personally, like with her bare hands murdered.
Yeah, with her bare hands. Like, she will. God, I'm just saying, if she will like show up with an silenced M1911 to your house herself, if necessary. She's got a people for this now, but if they somehow disappeared, she'd do it. She was
you walk
not
into
afraid.
your apartment late at night and see her holding a silenced pistol, goes, Pokemon go to hell, and pulls the trigger.
Pokemon go to hell. I genuinely believe that she was willing to kill all the American people who voted for Trump after 2016. I think it was only the mercy of her husband that stopped her as she was going berserk.
There was probably some, like, first she had to sober up, because like she definitely, like, the election night is just an alcoholic haze. I'm very confident.
Yes, she didn't even make what's the word?
Concession.
Yes, he didn't even make the concession speech that night because he was probably too angry and drunk to go on stage.
No, I will always believe that it's because she was too drunk. She got wine drunk and could not be. It was not like presentable in public for 24 hours.
By the way, you should continue reading, if only like the bottom paragraph here, because that's really telling in the different ways that I guess us and Sorkin and his army of meat puppets conceptualize reality.
Okay, let's keep going then. Nominating Mitt Romney would be putting our money where our mouth is, a clear and powerful demonstration that this election isn't about what our elections are usually about, but about stopping a deranged man from taking power. Surely Mr. Romney, you doesn't have to be introduced to voters to peel off enough Republican votes to win, probably by a lot. The double haters would be turned into single haters, and the Nikki Haley voters would have somewhere else to go. Miss Haley, having disqualified herself when she endorsed the leader of an unsuccessful attempt to overthrow the government.
By the way,
there's a typo there.
Yeah, there is. No, I'm just saying.
They said Nikki Haley voters. That's supposed to be Nikki Haley voter.
Voter. Well, one guy. Yeah,
Mr. Haley, presumably.
Yeah.
Now it's
not him.
Definitely not him. They started a movement called White Guys for Harris. You seen those? This is like a Twitter account and everything called White Guys for Harris.
It's a look. It's a phenotype.
Yeah, it's definitely, Khan has talked about this in one of his tweets. Definitely, it's a very ugly race of men. And but I was like, well, when was the Mitt Romney election? Was it like 2012 or was it 2008? I forgot.
It was 12.
It was 12.
Yeah, it was 12. I was conscious enough that, like, dude, I have cousins in America that I visit, that at that time I visited like once or twice a year. Like, does he not remember that everything they said about Donald Trump they said about him? He has binders full of women. He strapped his dog off to a roof to travel, which he did, but somehow, and that was like fine. The dog was fine, and the dog just enjoyed the wind in its face. But apparently that made him like a fucking animal rapist or something. And,
I just feel that
he hates the blacks because he's a Mormon, which, that, congratulations, the coolest thing about them you're trying to weaponize. Like, does he not remember this? Like, who needs no introduction to the voters? Because he's also, like Donald Trump, a piece of shit. Like, like, who is he talking to here?
Well, I remember that. Like,
why I say they're all meat puppets full of memory of goldfishes, and I'm once again proven right.
We had binders full of women, and Mitt Romney wants to put y'all back in chains. Yeah, which might be my favorite political statement. Mitt Romney wants to put y'all back in chains.
That should have just been his TV ads, just a TV spot. Just Mitt Romney, look at the camera. Mitt Romney wants to put you back in chains. Paid for by the Mitt Romney Super PAC.
Dude, I see old videos of Biden, or like that one speech he gave, that one good speech he gave as president when he said, "We are America, we own the finish line." If that Joe Biden had stuck around and not died,
he owned the finish line is beautiful.
Yeah,
it goes really hard.
That entire speech is like some of the greatest, like, patriotic. It's one of the most like patriotic speeches I've ever seen. It's incredible. Yeah, you see Joe Biden sometimes, you're like, wow, he's really cool sometimes. And now he's dead. R.I.P. Joe.
Yeah, there isn't even an idea of Joe Biden. There is just the name Joe Biden. There isn't even a reality that is this. There isn't even a distorted reality which it is reflecting. It is a. We're going back to Baudrillard. It's a reflection of a reflection of a reflection. It's just signifiers all the way down. There is no reality it refers to. There is nothing there. You have to. I'm leaning forward in my computer. The screen is 2 inches from my face. You have to understand this. You have to. I can't stress this enough here. Please understand.
To all the listeners out there, make yourself a bowl of ice cream and pour it out for our real one, the president, Joe Biden. Pour it out for him.
Who is not real, by the way.
Yes, he's not real. He's the real one, but he's not real.
He is the president, but your president is a mirror. Is a mirror facing a mirror, and there's nothing. There's nothing. It's just blank space. I hope you understand where I'm going here, because I've already lost my metaphor.
Here we go. Does Mr. Romney support abortion rights? No. Does he want to aggressively raise the minimum wage, boost public education, strengthen unions, expand transgender rights, and enact tax reform? Probably not. But is he a cartoon star that the government watch TV while the mob assembled and beat the mob he assembled beat and used tasers on police officers? No. The choices between Donald Trump and not Trump. And the not Trump candidate needs only one qualification: to win enough votes from a cross-section of America to close off the former president's electoral college path back to power.
Oh yeah, one thing. Oh yeah, I'm going to stick on that paragraph, because I remember I enjoyed Newsroom back when I was like 14, and this is deep. And I remember, I'm going to watch West Wing. And then in the first 5 minutes, there's 2 characters having a conversation. And I was an atheist back then. I was in my Christopher Hitchens phase. But there was 2 characters in the first 5 minutes having a conversation about how President Bartlett is like a devout Catholic. But, he wants to allow, he wants safe, legal, and rare abortion. But he's personally against it. So he's campaigning against it. And I just thought that's so ridiculous. He just outlaw it. Like, you can't be like, dude, I'm really against marijuana use, and I know millions of people are using it all the time, and it's having an effect that I consider disastrous and wrong and morally reprehensible, but I won't ever outlaw it. It's like, dog, who are you? And it was like the somber, serious decision that he's like, dude, who are you fooling? It's like, no. Like my opponents, the people who I disagree with, are somber and serious when they allow me to get away with everything. But the moment they wag their finger at me, that's when they're thugs, and they haven't really thought this one through. It's like, what the? Like, it was so dumb that even as an atheist, I still hated abortion even as an atheist, to my 14-year-old credit. I just thought, like, what the fuck? I just couldn't wrap. Like, I actually stopped. I never watched West Wing again because it was so insane to me.
It's actually, I want to say it's worth watching, if only for like historical purposes of seeing the propaganda from the time. It's really interesting. There's a whole episode where one of the guys is debating a black senator on slavery reparations, and it's the most insane thing I've seen. One of the most insane things I've seen on TV. It's hilariously stupid.
What happens? So let's talk about that, because I think we got to the thrust of his proposal, right?
Yeah. Let me just go through real quick and see.
Yeah, maybe this part of the wish fulfillment of the West Wing was that oratory can be persuasive. That's actually insightful. Barack Obama could come forth at the Democratic Convention next month in Chicago and remind us once again that we're not red states and blue states, but oh my God, he even talks in his fucking character's cadence. But the United States, by full-throatedly endorsing his old rival, his old apocalyptic enemy, Mr. Romney, could make the case that the Democrats are putting country before party in ways that the MAGA movement will not, and announce his bipartisan cabinet picks at the convention as well. It's so, he's so dumb, dog. He's so, like, I actually think he's right.
It's very fitting that
he understands narrative, but he really doesn't understand reality. Listen, he actually it's interesting that he really is still narrativizing. He's making this very weird narrative of the world. He's like reifying He's making a narrative as if a narrative of history is a real thing. He's all like, I hate to again never Lindsay Dub, but the libs really are just Hegelians, you know.
Yeah,
They are everything is according to Providence, and it's a narrative.
he's very much in the wizard circle. Like he is bought into the simulacra completely. Like he doesn't live in the real world and he doesn't really realize it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is
Another Lindsay Dub.
Yep.
It's very fitting that the moment Kamala like put out her first ad, he backtracked and tried to delete everything around us. And there's like 8 articles. He put like another article. Like, I take back everything I said. I was wrong. I support Kamala.
Again, he understands narrative. He knows when to switch, but at the same time, that's not good narrative management. You kind of need to say this. You know, this was a tragic, or I don't know. He doesn't see himself as a player in this narrative. Weirdly enough, which he kind of should. He kind of should realize that he is a bit player, aside from a newsroom. And newsroom is actually a big lib shit thing.
As ridiculous as this idea is, like I wish there were people with this sort of quality of storytelling that were running the show for the Democrats, because the Kamala Harris story is just not very well told.
Yeah,
like it's despite like memes aside, like it's not very engaging. It's not very interesting. It's just dull.
She's not a very interesting woman because aside from her very weird spastic tantrums, she really does remind me of like a hysterical woman that Freud would have treated with cocaine or whatever. It's like she has somehow escaped 19th century Freud patient containment. But aside from that, she's not really interesting in any real way. She's just kind of dumb. Like, so even if you think Trump is dumb,
she is the prototypical thought.
Like, even if you think Trump is dumb, that boy can golf. You know,
yes, he can.
He likes golf, and he's really funny. Like, I'm sorry, did you see his comment about his wife after she got pregnant?
No, what was it?
It was like he's basically like repeating himself several times. You know, she got monstrous, was in a good way, in all the right places. She ballooned up to a monster, and it just shows a before and after picture of basically her wearing a dress where you can tell what increased, and he's just like repeating himself and gushing about it and how happy he is. It is the funniest thing ever. And so like, well, he's just like me. It's really funny.
The article is almost over. We got like 2 paragraphs left. I want to wrap it up real quick.
Yep. Yeah, please.
After the assassination attempt on Mr. Trump last Saturday, rally goers pointed to that report and shouted, "You're next." And I didn't know that happened, but if it did happen, awesome. And Republicans in Congress and on television will blame Mr. Biden and DEI for the shooting, so it doesn't look as if that terrible moment will serve as the healing event we've all been waiting for.
Why
but
would
Democrats nominating a Republican could be, and when it loses the popular vote for the 8th time in a 9 presidential elections, the Republican Party can then rebuild itself back into a useful force for democracy.
What an insane, like literally he's a paragraph after talking about the anyone but Trump unity movement in the Democratic Party. It's like, why wasn't this assassination attempt a healing moment for us all? Why couldn't we come together with this attempted murder?
And the idea that the Republicans would ever be a useful force for democracy in his eyes is insane.
Like, has he realized that it's the exact rhetoric that he's you kind of have to notice that Sorkin, I think we can probably dig up some comments from like, let's say 4-6 years ago of Sorkin calling him Hitler or equivalent of it. Mm-hmm. And you kind of have to say, oh, he's just a guy who watches TV too much and is really dumb now. Is that it? Oh, that's interesting. That's a little bit of a tone down, but no apology for it. Maybe the Gooner lobby was angered by the Hitler comparisons, and they sent their best man on the job or whatever. And maybe we're at fault here too, by incentivizing the Gooner lobby to take action. You know, none of that here. You'll never see him reflect on it.
The writing staff would tell me I was about to jump the shark. This is a West Wing fantasy that would never ever happen. But as Bradley Whitford used to say, isn't the biggest fantasy on television a mafia boss in CLP? The Democrats need to break the glass. This is a break glass plan. But it's more than that. It's a grand gesture, a sacrifice. It would put a lump in our throats, but mostly it would be the end of Donald Trump in presidential politics. Like you would, if Trump loses, he's just going to win again next time.
God, no, please no. He's too. Let him have. I don't know. Fucking.
Can he please retire at some point?
Can he please just go play golf again? I think I just watched live streams of him playing golf.
Until Trump can legally not run again, he's going to run again.
I actually don't think he will if he wins.
If
he wins, he's in a good position.
If he wins,
he's
not able to.
Oh yeah, because of FDR. That's true.
Yeah. Now I will say, but I hope it won't happen. But I would love it if like 3 years in the future, Trump's president.
Clarence.
He just goes, "You rigged it last time. You owe me one. I'm running again."
Yeah, Thomas Clarence swoops in after again outlawing interracial marriage between blacks and whites, and after another victory for 90s liberalism and James Lindsay, such as outlawing interracial marriage, he says, "Well, guess what? We're making him president forever because actually there's a hidden amendment in the Constitution that if you cheat a guy out of a win, he just gets to be a cyborg emperor for the next million years."
Yeah, God Emperor Trump.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, didn't Brazil's Supreme Court just decide? Like, isn't the Chief Justice of the Brazilian Supreme Court like the God Emperor of Brazil? Like, why can't Clarence Thomas do the same thing?
Yeah, he was the God Emperor during election season and a bit afterwards, and he still kind of every now and then puts Lula in his place a little bit. But so mostly Lula's in control now. But yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I say Clarence Thomas just goes for it and just rules by fiat from SCOTUS.
I agree. We need a straight black guy to be in power at least once for the U.S. I think a straight black guy could heal a lot of the racial tensions here.
I nominate
he's a race mixer. Like, it's perfect.
I nominate Dr. Umar for president. I think he'd be great at it.
I think Tariq Nasheed could do it well. I think he'd unbuck break the nation. He would buck restore the nation.
Buck heal the nation.
The nation would be like a young buck again, spry and energetic, and its asshole wouldn't be dilated like it is now because of the sodomites and DEI and the meat puppets.
Okay, well, we've gone for over an hour. Any final words or thoughts on the last 14 days?
Yeah, a total James Lindsay victory. Reiterating, we are never leaving Fukuyama's end of history. Nothing is happening. MAGA is going to become gay centrism with technocratic feel characteristics, and half your population will be Chinese dudes with green cards desperately looking for wives. I don't know about the Indians. I don't know if they have enough talent to get the green cards. I think the Chinese are going to outcompete them. So you may be safe for a while, Caleb.
Yeah, if they bring back the affirmative action.
Hope you like wontons.
Maybe the Panda Expresses will get better.
Yeah, maybe they will. I actually think white guys might be better at making Chinese food. I don't know.
American Chinese food, definitely, yeah.
I think Anglos are actually pretty good at copying food and just making it better. Because I throw this traditional shit out the window. It's dumb. I'm gonna copy you make noodles. Okay, I'll make your noodles, but like better and cooler. Fuck you.
It's the Anglo's greatest gift. It's like, oh, that's an interesting cuisine you got there. We're gonna make it taste good.
Yeah, hell yeah, dog. And you can really send them back after they give you the recipe too, so it doesn't matter. Have him in, give him a green card for a little while, and then you're like, oh, Clarence Thomas, right-hand man of Cyborg Emperor, has decided, well, green is an ugly color. We don't like green. It's not in the American flag. You need to get out. You can go back.
Yeah, well, Lindsay is in control.
Lindsay's in control. Yeah,
Lindsay are
the court this year. The court wizard, James Lindsay, doing matchless kung fu in the background of his giant fucking swords, personally arrives to deport 6 million Chinese people back back to the mainland and liberate Taiwan from the encroaching armies of Mao Zedong. Yeah, I can see that happening. I think we're in the Lindsay century, boys.
So that, unfortunately, that would qualify as something happening. So it is not going to happen.
No, I think that would actually be the most status quo possible. Is the Avatar, the end of history of 19th liberalism, secularism, James Lindsay leading the attack from Taiwan onto mainland China with a sword astride a fucking, I don't know, 10 feet tall horse. Just galloping through the waves from Taiwan to China, dodging missiles and battleships. I think that would qualify as end of history. I think that would be a total secular liberal victory. Fukuyama wins again. Baudrillard wins again. Everything is safe. Fresh Prince is restored. I think that's what we're looking at, lads. That's my predictions. It's James Lindsay kills President Xi Jinping. And takes over China by right of combat, by right of conquest. I think if you beat Xi Jinping in a kung fu battle, I think you get to run China. I'm pretty sure
heaven behind him. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure that's how I think that's how Mao Zedong got China. He beat Chiang Kai-shek in like a kung fu duel.
James Lindsay gains the mandate of heaven.
Dude, you can't tell me he doesn't have it at the moment. Like after these last 2 weeks, God is on his side. Like our Lord Jesus Christ has his hand on Lindsay's shoulder saying, "Carry on, my son. Nothing ever happens." Like it's completely over. God has sent messages to us. It's like, and apocalypse is not coming anytime soon, people.
Hello.
Did we lose Bulge?
I think we lost Bodes.
All right.
Well, any final thoughts, Dr. Timbit?
I'll just echo the sentiments. It's been an exciting 14 days, and nothing happens because of it.
Absolutely. Okay, everyone, thank you for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tomorrow at 9, I will be interviewing Arcadia from Twitter about the English Civil War and Cromwell. And I think I'm going on someone else's show this weekend. I just can't remember when, so I'll figure that out. But anyway, thanks for listening. Hoping to put up more content soon. Definitely check out Connor's Trailer Park Chesterton episode 5 on what is wrong with the world. And then go finish listening to and re-listening to the Mariton Corner with Bodes and Dr. Timbit. With that, everyone have a good night.